Am I the asshole for giving my dog an offensive name and then refusing to change it? I have several dogs, one of which is an American Akita. His name is Yankee. I thought it was funny, and he seems to like his name. My sister was in the States the past 2 years and recently flew home with her boyfriend in tow. First time we've met him, yada yada. I guess she never mentioned me or my dogs, but he was pretty surprised when I told him my dog's name. I didn't think much of it. Most of my pets have peculiar names, so I assumed it was just an overall reaction. They left. My partner and I had dinner. Partway through our food, my sister called and asked if I would consider changing my dog's name. I kind of thought she was kidding, but she reiterated that she was serious. The name Yankee had upset her boyfriend quite badly, and he found it offensive. I basically told her to F off and tell him to grow up before going back to my food. The following day, they literally showed up at my door. I was kind of taken aback. Apparently, they came to tell me why the name Yankee was so awful. During this discussion, he told me it was essentially a slur used against Americans and asked if I would ever name a dog the N-word. I just kind of laughed and told him he was off his nut. It's not that serious. You can't equate the word Yankee to something like the N-word. I told him I wasn't going to change my dog's name. He knows it. It would be a crap ton of work. His personal protection, so it could even damage his work. They thankfully left, but still seemed pretty upset. Thinking back now, I'm pretty sure there's a company with Yankee in the name. I wonder how many letters of complaint he's sent. Anyway, I did message my American friends just to make sure I wasn't being a prick. They all agreed he was being stupid, but I know the US is huge and it might be more of a regional thing, so I'm not sure still. I am starting to feel kind of asshole-ish for not taking him seriously when it may be a genuine issue for him. So am I the asshole? So I come to Reddit. 2 birds, 1 stone. I know a large amount of Americans frequent this subreddit. Am I the asshole? And is this an issue in the States that I should apologize for? And the top comment coming in with 40,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. And your sister has managed to find the only American who thinks the term is offensive in any way. Next comment, 20,000 upvotes. The OP responded, to be honest, she has kind of awful taste in men. It's not really a surprise. Next comment, 15,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. Boyfriend is a jerk and sister has become a satellite reinforcing his delusion. There is Yankee Candle Company, New York Yankees, Yankee Stadium, Yankee School of Auctioneering, and there's a few others. Next comment, 10,000 upvotes. John Mulaney said it best when he said that other words are not as bad as the N-word because that is the word you just don't even say. This guy is actually ridiculous. Next comment, 17,000 upvotes. Yeah, it's definitely a slur. That's why we have the entire New York Yankees baseball team and Yankee Candle and Yankee Doodle. Not the asshole. It's not a slur. Next comment, 9,000 upvotes. LOL, I hope the brother sends angry letters to the New York Yankees. Not the asshole. Next comment, 4,000 upvotes. This is the OP responding. I didn't know that it was such a commonly used word. I only know it because my parents would always complain when the Yanks beat us in the Olympics. LOL. Next comment, 6,000 upvotes. You're the asshole because I'm a Red Sox fan. Just kidding. Not the asshole. That's not a slur. It's what people from the southeastern United States call people from other parts of the U.S. Is this guy even American? What do you guys think? Asshole for telling my roommate to find a new place when he called me a pervert. My wife is my best friend. We game together, we hike together, we play D&D with our friends once a week together, and we're expecting our first kid soon. Overall, I'm over the moon. Obviously, though, we spend a lot of time together, so I guess I could see how maybe my perspective is skewed on what's quote-unquote appropriate, so I'm posting here. A few months ago, one of our mutual friends fell on hard times. His long-term partner kicked him out. He's been laid off almost a year at this point, etc. He asked if he could stay in our guest room for a few weeks. Wife and I agreed. A few weeks turned into a few months. No big deal, but we are getting a bit antsy to have our space back. We told him he needs to be out in 2 months, though, because we'd like a little baby moon before our child gets here. Since my wife and I got together, we've been a daily intimate kind of couple, also through pregnancy. I know this is TMI, but I just want to explain this isn't a fetish thing. We did it daily for years before pregnancy, and it's continued. I'll admit, I do find it very sexy. She is carrying our child, but I've always found her sexy. Well, last night, our friend tripped the shutoff in his bathroom and came up to ask us how to get the lights back on. I guess he was right outside our door and listening to see if we were still awake and heard us. This morning, he sat us down and said he was really uncomfortable to know we were doing that while he's in the house. I pointed out to him that some days he doesn't leave the house at all. Most days, if we're being honest. So it's kind of inevitable. His room is also on a whole different floor. He then said for the next 2 months, he will go for a walk once a week so we can if we must. I told him that wouldn't work because it's a daily thing. He then got very upset and demanded to know if it was true we had done this every day for 3 months. He's been living here and said with my wife's condition, he wouldn't have expected that and that I was a pervert. Went on to say we are both perverted for doing that while he is here and that we violated his consent. I told him to find a new place to stay then. He told some people about the exchange, and while most people have said he's being childish, others have said me kicking him out 2 months earlier than we last said over it is extreme. So, am I the asshole for telling my roommate to find a new place when he called me a pervert? And the top comment coming in with 26,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. He's living with a married couple. Does he seriously only expect you to be intimate when he's not in the house? Not like you guys were doing it on the couch or screaming like banshees. Time for you and your wife to have your own space and prepare for your new little family in privacy. Next comment, 9,000 upvotes. OP replied back. Thank you. That's my thought. We do our best to be respectful, and we are quieter than we would be if he was not here too. Apparently, he thought because my wife is pregnant, we wouldn't be doing that, which is one of the reasons he asked to stay, though I needed to know if this was just another case of me and my wife being weird, LOL. Our friend group has in the past given us some crap for being too into each other, so I had to know. Next comment, 8,000 upvotes. Nope, if you and your wife are happy with that amount of intimacy, more power to you. People who think it's weird are probably not getting as much as they'd like. Next comment, 6,000 upvotes. Ha 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 ha. How precious of him. Sure, he's living with a married couple, but how was he to know you two might be whispers doing the sex? How sinful. How deviant. Not the asshole. Next comment, 5,000 upvotes. Not the asshole. This person feels that he has been pulled into sexual activity against his will. Why would he want to stay in your house a moment longer? Similarly, if you have been wrongly accused of being sexually inappropriate with your wife when she is in a vulnerable state, why would you keep a house guest when they make such terrible accusations against you? This is one of those absolute deal breaker conversations, a grab your stuff and get out moment, if there was ever one. And my vote, this guy's not the asshole. I definitely think it's time for the roommate to move out. I can't even imagine being intimate every single day. Like, that just seems like so much work. Really, though. That just seems like a lot. Has anyone else been in a similar situation? Let me know.